When you look at Amazon Web Services, where do you feel that Azure beats it, and where do you feel that Azure still lags?
I think what you spoke about are really our understanding of the enterprise and things like building hybrid, and really from the very beginning of Azure, understanding that technology will run across data centers, across the edge and in the public cloud, and building that from the very beginning. But I also think it's about our partnership with, these aren't just customers like Volkswagen, Coca-Cola, and Chevron. We're really partnering deeply with them, helping them with their transformation, not just being a technology vendor or a cloud vendor for them. So I think those are some of the really important reasons customers are choosing Azure.
What does it take to win a big partner like that, though? When Amazon is the market leader, and I'm sure you hear customers say, well, Amazon is more experienced, they have more of a track record.
I mean, certainly Amazon's been around longer, but they have much more of a technology provider approach, where we go in and really talk to them, our customers, engage with them in a long-term strategy of, this isn't just about selling them technology or getting them to use our cloud, but actually, how are you changing your business? What does it look like to have a connected car platform? What does it mean to use AI for Shell and finding better drilling processes? So it's a much more of a partnership on the business side, not just the technology. Again, we have so much history in working with enterprise customers for over 40 years. We have a different point of view that we can bring to those customer engagements.
It's been widely reported that Amazon is favored for this big contract with the Pentagon. Are you concerned that Microsoft doesn't have much of a shot?
I think, we are doing everything we have to bring to that, and I think we have a great case and also, great partnerships and technology with the government as well, so I feel great about it.
So you've been making the case to the Defense Department that it should be Microsoft?
Well, we certainly engage in appropriate ways on the bid, and certainly working with the DC area on that.
What about Google? I mean, Google has certainly progressed over the years. They're number 3. Are you seeing more competition from Google? Is it more of a threat than it was, let's say, 2 years ago?
I don't see them a lot in our customer engagements, to be honest. I think Amazon certainly had the first to market leadership position, but I don't see the other vendors coming up very much.
The cloud pie isn't just, it's not like you're dominating for a finite pie, right? It's expanding, right? And so what do you see that pie looking like in, let's say, 5 years? How different does it look in 5 years than it does today? Yeah,
I'm glad you said that, because so many people are about, competing, and I'm like, the pie's so big, it's almost like an unlimited total opportunity. You talk about $4 trillion if you took what is being run, technology on premises today, and where it's going to the cloud. And so I'm not so worried about, the other competition versus what are we doing with customers to kind of take advantage of that and really help them embrace that. So it is an interesting time in this moment with this technology of having effectively no threshold for growth.
Microsoft and several technology companies have found themselves in trickier political situations of late. There was a big protest about a contract that you had with U.S. immigration in the middle of this family separation policy. How do you balance sort of not knowing how the technology is going to be used and whether or not to offer that technology to an arm of the U.S. government?
Yeah, it kind of comes back to the fundamental principles we have around trust and kind of belief around privacy as a human right in those areas. And so as we provide technology, making sure that we are putting in place kind of the right securities, we're doing things within the correct law and meeting the compliance requirements, and really making sure that the privacy and the information around privacy is really in the customer's hands, and that all the kind of capabilities around that are appropriately taken.
So does that mean it doesn't matter to you how the technology is going to be used, or does it?
We certainly want to see technology used for good, and our fundamental principle, and we spend a lot of time around AI for ethics and AI for good, and very much our approach that we have from the beginning is that AI is an enablement of humans and using it in those ways. So certainly that is our investment, that's where we're focused, and that's how we're engaged with that technology and being really responsible about it. But it's also as much of our part in playing with the industry about how we shape this moving forward, and it's super important we do our part, but also bring the industry together on this.
Microsoft has found evidence that groups affiliated with the Russian government are already trying to hack the election. We've been covering this big Facebook hack, the largest in its history. This is a challenge for cloud companies.
Right.
Is the cloud really equipped to handle these kinds of security issues when they have such major, major consequences, including potentially threatening our democracy.
Right. I mean, one of the reasons I'm so passionate about cloud with our customers is because we actually are best set up to deal with this type of adversaries. We spend $1 billion a year on cybersecurity across our cloud. We have 3,500 security engineers. That's all they do. That is their lifeblood. And compared to any organization, even a large commercial, well-funded organization doesn't have that kind of resource to be able to keep up with the threats. It's not people in basements trying to embarrass executives anymore. It is these nation-state threats. And so that's why we invest the level we do. That's why I'm so passionate about getting our customers to take advantage of cloud-based security, because it's just better. And the other aspect of it is, ultimately security is a data game, right? Who has better data, who has better insight? And with across all of Microsoft, we have signal coming from our billion Windows endpoints, the email system that's largest commercial email system, largest directory system. That gives us unique insights to understand what is good and bad intent.